waits for no man and ain't got time to shake your hand. Get that style check, put it in pockets till I get back. Going down.
What's up everybody, it's Repeats here, and today's video is going to be about some crazy stuff. Well, not that crazy, but it's kind of weird and crazy at the same time. Stuff that's been going down on the competitive side of Call of Duty. Before we get into that, let me tell you a little bit about this gameplay. It's Search and Destroy on Strike Zone, and I've never played Search and Destroy in this game. I've only played it a few times actually, but this is in a public playlist with my friend Zerjon, and I didn't know that Strike Zone actually starts off in public matches where it could either be blown up by a chem strike or it could be normal. So that's pretty new to me, but I choke a few shots, but I choke a few clutches, but I actually do pretty good. Okay, so now that's in the open, right? Now that that's in the open right there in front of you guys, now that you guys know I choked a few shots and everything, let's get into this commentary. Okay, so this is about what happened to OpTic, right? OpTic got blacklisted from some other teams, from some other players from top 8 teams, and that's crazy. Like, I'm gonna tell you guys my opinions on this, and right here, right now, this first 2 minutes of this commentary, I'm going to tell you guys, yes, I am an OpTic fan, but I'm not only limited to OpTic. Like, I see other pro teams, and I'm like, wow, these guys have good players. Some of these people are good characters. They're good people, you know. So like, I do like other teams. Like, I like Envy. Yeah, I like FaZe. TK is pretty cool. Like, they were getting up there. I don't know. I don't really know their new roster that much. I don't know if they changed actually, but I know that before Clayster was there, I liked them. So I'm not only an OpTic fan. I like Complexity a little bit. Eggs kind of gets on my nerves sometimes, but sometimes he's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm not just limited to OpTic. Now that I'm through telling you guys that OpTic is my main thing, I'm also a Patriots fan, and I know for a fact that a fan base, because okay, let me tell you guys what happened first. So OpTic got blacklisted by a couple of pro teams, top 8 pro teams, right? But like, it was in a Skype chat, so obviously there's gonna be somebody who's really cool with OpTic in there, and is going to be like, okay, well, either I'm gonna invite them back to the call so that they can see what's going on here, or I'm gonna take some pics and send it out. And so one of those things happened, and OpTic found out, and like, people were exposed left and right, and it's pretty sad because the reason why they did this, okay, one reason is pretty cool. Like, everybody in the community, like everybody in YouTube, Twitch, Call of Duty, any YouTube channel or whatever, they love it when people share their videos, share their streams, link things about them, and everything like that. Like, that's a big part of growth, and that really helps, and people love it when other people do that for them. And so, like, I'd love that if people do that for me, and I'd appreciate it. So that's pretty cool. That was one thing they talked about in this Skype call. But the thing that's not cool, the thing that they went too far with, is they said that they're not going to scrim OpTic, right? And they said they're not going to scrim OpTic because, get this, because they're not going to scrim OpTic because they don't like OpTic fan base, right? And I'm not one of those OpTic I'm not one of the fan boys that go after other teams and say, you fucking suck, you're the shittiest team ever, you lost to OpTic, or when they beat OpTic, you fucking suck, you guys had to cheat or whatever. I'm not one of those guys, but I know there are some. But me as a Patriots fan, I know every single time Patriots win a game, people talk shit about them. People talk shit about Tom Brady, even though he's one of the best quarterbacks to live right now and to ever play the game. Tom Brady's one of the best to ever play the game, but people talk shit about him like crazy. People talk shit about all these other players. And Wes Welker, when he was on the team, people used to talk shit about him. Now he's on the Broncos, and the Patriots fans who defended him, and the Patriots fans who talk shit about him for dropping balls and plays where he should have made that he didn't make, they still talk shit about him on the Broncos, and they talk shit about him more on the Broncos now because the Patriots fans are talking shit about him too. So it's not like the OpTic fan base is evil and it's the shittiest fan base ever, because any professional team, let me take a step back. Any team, like, think about high school. Are you going to be rooting for another team that's not your high school? You might, right? You might have friends on that team, but you want your high school to win more because it's your alma mater, it's your school, right? It's what you're rooting for. So why wouldn't you fight and say, my team's better? my team's better, because that's who you honestly feel like should be winning, because it's the team you want to win, right? In your mind, you're thinking, well, my team's better than this team. So even if like your team gets kicked out of something and you see some of your friends over there, you might cheer them on a little bit, but you really don't feel like they should have won or something. You feel like your team should be winning. And yeah, it's turning into kind of like a rant that I'm like starting to get lost in. But what I'm trying to say is that you always have a home team, like to your heart. Like I like the Lakers, the Angels, the Patriots, and I like OpTic and Call of Duty. And those are like my main four teams right there. I don't really follow much any other sports, but those are my main four teams. And of course, like when LeBron James gets a title, I'm like, dude, Kobe's way better than LeBron James. Chicago Bulls fan be like, Derrick Rose is better than LeBron James. He just is hurt right now. Michael Jordan is better than LeBron James. He's the best in the game, right? So like, these people are crazy thinking that they're gonna stop a fan base, and that OpTic's fan base in the Call of Duty community is the craziest fan base ever. You got people at professional events, like at basketball stadium, at basketball events, and at professional football events, throwing food and cups and ice and everything at the players. You got people in hockey throwing things over the glass things, or over the whatever that is, trying to hit the hockey players, right? So how could OpTic people who just talk shit over the internet, mostly talk shit over the internet, how could they be the worst fan base out there just because they have this little internet persona that it seems like they're stronger and that they say more mean things or meaner things? Doesn't mean that they're the worst out there. There's other people who stab people in real life. Like there's fans out there that stab people in real life because their team lost to them, right? So there are crazy fans out there, crazier than the OpTic fan base. So I don't understand where these top pro teams got their mindset from, that OpTic fan base is evil and we're gonna try to even out the fan bases from OpTic and all the other top 8 teams by not screaming OpTic, right? The growth of OpTic right now is the growth of competitive COD. And if OpTic loses fan base, not much people are going to watch competitive Call of Duty, right? But if they start to share and other pro teams start acting more professional, not that they don't act professional right now, but they start doing what OpTic did before, and then they start like becoming more of characters to the community that people understand and they see them like, now I can see like who Aches is and everybody, and if they start keeping it up, what they've been doing lately, I could see people growing. I could see them growing their fan base. And I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I just think it's so dumb that they try to grow their fan base by blacklisting the biggest team out there, fan base wise. Like, how are they gonna get any views? What? Oh well, not complexity. I won't say complexity. Let's see who is in this. FaZe, I think, was in it. I'm not sure though, but I know JCap was in it. Um, Imagine that. Like, oh, we're not gonna scrim OpTic, so you know we're gonna get more fans. When they do scrim OpTic, they get more viewers most of the time because people want to see, oh, well, what are they talking about? Oh, well, I'm gonna go over there and talk shit to them. Oh, well, he's a pretty cool guy. I'm actually gonna stay in his stream a little bit and check it out. So yeah, guys, I don't know. I just think that it's kind of dumb to blacklist the biggest team out there fan base wise if you want to grow your own fan base. And this commentary is going on a little bit longer, so I might add something in the end. You guys might be seeing something different right now. But as always, I thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy, and I'll see you next time.